What is going on, everybody? Live show, Detroit Lions, Buffalo Bills. I am your host, Tyler, joined by my main guy, as always, Mr. Malcolm Hart. Malcolm, how we feeling, brother?
Woo! What is going on, man? Yo, biggest game of the year right now. I think everybody has all eyes on this game right here, man. I'm excited. Can't wait to see. This is a true test right here. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of implications on this game for both sides, right? The Lions are still on a quest to obviously clinch the NFC North, try to get that potential number one seed, get a bye throughout the whole playoffs, or we can get a home field advantage throughout the whole playoffs, and then now you have the Buffalo Bills. They're in this similar situation where they're trying to, potentially get that number one seed if the Chiefs could lose a game, maybe stay in that two seed. There's a lot of things that are going on in this game, and hey, I think it's fair to say maybe a matchup we see again in February.
Maybe. I mean, this could be a preview, man. Could be a preview.
Could be a preview. As big as it gets, it's here at Ford Field. 425 game. We got Jim, Tony, CBS. Here we go. Let's do it, man. Let's get into these inactives for both of these squads. Malcolm, you want to start off with the Detroit Lions inactive report?
Yerp. So with the Detroit Lions inactive list, we have starting with linebacker Trevor Nowoski. He's inactive. Cornerback Emmanuel Mosley is inactive. Defensive lineman, is that offensive lineman or Miles Adams?
Defensive lineman, yes.
Defensive lineman. I mean, bro, your list looks like these, bro. Okay, so
They
defensive
do,
lineman.
They do.
Miles Adams. Yeah, defensive lineman. Okay, defensive lineman Broderick Martin also inactive. Offensive lineman Kobe Shortzell is inactive. Offensive guard Coyote Ashika is inactive, and offensive tackle Giovanni Manu is also inactive. Yerp.
There you go. All right. So pretty healthy. You got the defensive line back intact. Your DJ Reader's playing. You got Josh Pascal. You got Levi Onwuzurike. So a very, very good sign that all those guys are back. And then we also elevated. Oh, yeah. What you got?
I just want to stop you. Why does your D's look like O's?
It's the font, man. I have to change that font.
I just wondering, like, what the hell is going on here?
They
all right,
do.
No, you good, man.
They do look like O's. You're right. But I gotta change that font. The Lions also elevated safety, linebacker, whatever you want to call him, Jamal Adams. So he's gonna be making his second game with the Detroit Lions. So there you go. All right, Buffalo Bills inactive report. A little more injury riddle than the Detroit Lions, which we couldn't say last week because it was the complete opposite. So safety Damar Hamlin is inactive. We got safety Taylor Rapp. Both the starting safeties are inactive. We got cornerback Rasul Douglas inactive. We got linebacker Eddie Ulofacio inactive. We got defensive tackle Quentin Jefferson inactive. We got defensive end Casey Toohill inactive, and we got quarterback Mike White inactive for the Buffalo Bills. So a lot of key players in this inactive report for the Buffalo Bills. Starting corner, 2 starting safeties, man. That's really big for the Detroit Lions and really big for the Buffalo Bills. Big losses.
Yeah, man. Their offense need to be in peak form because they're missing some guys in defense. And let's see if they could hold this Detroit Lions offense, man. Detroit Lions offense, man. They're steamrolling people right now.
Well, let's get right into that, right? This Detroit Lions offense, they are intact. Hey, wearing the black uniforms again. Hey, we saw that last time when they wore those black uniforms. That Monday night game versus Seattle. The offense had a good day that day. Could you see a repeat of that type of performance potentially in this game?
No. Oh. I mean, I don't know, man. That was that the game that Jared Goff was like didn't throw an incomplete pass?
It's perfect, yeah.
That's not happening. Okay, I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, he can have a great game, but it's shit as good as that game. That's like a historically like game that you don't see in the NFL.
You know, people brought that up a good point of that. When he did the perfect game, they're like, is that similar to like a no-hitter in baseball? And I'm like, hey, people don't talk about it the same way because no-hitters are big deals and perfect games are big deals in baseball. But like, it's pretty damn impressive. It's pretty close to it, I think, if not the same, honestly. To not throw a single incompletion in a NFL football game, and when you're throwing the ball over, I say 15 times, that's very, very impressive.
Tyler, I've never in my lifetime, I don't think I've ever seen a quarterback go perfect.
Yeah, I mean, for 15 or more passes, I can't recall a single memory. I'm assuming it's happened obviously before, but I can't recall a memory of it of someone doing it.
Yeah, I've never. As long as I've been watching football, I can't think of a game where I watch a quarterback just go perfect, perfect.
Yeah.
There's no incompletions. It's perfect. No, I think that was the first time in my lifetime seeing it.
He
So
caught a ball too. He caught a touchdown that game too.
and he caught a touchdown too.
And
This shit's not happening, man.
supposedly, this is not confirmed, but supposedly this is from Jared Goff. The fan supposedly caught the ball the one he threw in the stands too that day. And when he chucked that ball up like 30 rows, he said the fan caught it, so he was
So
still perfect even
it
after
was
that.
still perfect. Jesus, wow. I mean, all right. So is the offense gonna be as like that? No, but they could still put up numbers and still have a great game. But that was a like I said, a historically perfect game offensively for that Lions that day.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, but I was kind of going more of the context. Like, will we see the fireworks? Will we see points? And
Yeah,
when I
we will.
look at this Detroit Lions offense, and I see these injuries to Buffalo, and I see what
Mm.
Buffalo's tendencies on defense. They like that nickel defense. They're missing some key guys out there, missing a starting corner, missing both their starting safeties. I'm not telling you Jared Goff's gonna go 19 for 19 and hit a fan perfectly in the stands and then catch a touchdown himself. I'm not telling you he's gonna do all that, but am I telling you that I think he could have a pretty damn good day and he's going to get that ball in the end zone pretty often? I'm pretty confident there, honestly, today.
Me too.
I think the Lions could score some points today, and Buffalo's defense has looked vulnerable. I mean, I watched that game last week versus the Los Angeles Rams, and it's not to say it's looked at that like that all year, but they're definitely vulnerable to giving up points in games. I mean, that was an absolute fireworks shootout of a game as you could watch that Bills and Rams game last week. I expect the Detroit Lions to score some points. That's the backbone of this team. It's been the backbone of this team for a couple of years now. They proved it last week when they had all those injuries on defense. They needed someone to really carry the load, and that's exactly what Ben Johnson and Jared Goff in this offense did. And I'm expecting that to continue in this game, man. This is a game where you're going to have to score points. You're playing a very, very talented quarterback on the other side who's potentially the MVP of this season. So you need to keep him off the field and you need to score points. And I'm expecting Ben and this Lions offense to get creative today.
Yeah, and this is the kind of the worry that you're looking at because the Bills gave up last week 44 points. Very uncharacteristic of their defense because their defense is not some trash defense, and they're a really good defense. So a lot of people, even them themselves, are predicting a bounce back. A lot of their fans are saying, "Oh, this is not gonna happen 2 weeks in a row. 40 plus, 40 plus points, 2 weeks in a row, probably not gonna happen." That's how they feel. So if we could do it, that would be impressive because I think they're really trying to come out of this week. I think they're going to come out prepared, and I think they're going to correct a lot of their mistakes that they made last week. And I think we're going to see probably one of the better versions of that defense because they came out. They're coming from a loss like that, giving up that many points. So if we could do it, shit. I'll be convinced that we can do it to anybody.
I mean, absolutely, they have the attitude that they want to get a bounce back or redemption week, 100%. But I just look at what we have on offense. We talk
Ooh.
about it every single week. There's just so much to guard, and you're missing a lot right here, man. And I think this is a good matchup for the Detroit Lions, especially this receiving core, man. This is one of those games where I know we say you got to lean on that running game, and it's still true. You still
Yeah.
have to lean on the running game. You still have to establish it and get it going early. But I could see it being one of those games where we see Goff throw the ball a little bit more just because of all the guys are missing in their secondary. And I can see our receivers having a bigger day than they usually have had this year, where usually it starts from the run game. We're going to establish that run game, and then the passing game can open. I still think that's true to a certain extent, but I think you could see the passing game create the offense a little more than we have to start the game than previous weeks. So Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams, Sam Laporta, I could see them getting them involved, all of them very early in this game, just with all those missing pieces in the secondary.
Yeah, I agree, man. I just hope it's not like we saw with that Tampa Bay game.
I
Nothing
don't
like
think it should ever be
extreme,
like that.
nothing extreme like that.
Right.
But yeah, go out there, air the ball around, but start off. I think their game plan every week should be exactly the same. Nothing should change unless it's broken. If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Establish a run game, and then once these guys commit to trying to stop the run, then you can open up the playbook, get Jared Goff involved, get him passing the ball over the field. But I think the first thing first is this running game. I mean, run down this team's throat. I mean, they showed last week that they're we're having trouble stopping the run, man. So I think they just keep going at it with these two backs.
Yeah, I mean, overall, like it's not a very impressive rushing defense. It's about league average. They're ranked 19th. They give up 123 yards on the ground. So, I mean, statistically, they have been a better pass defense than a rushing defense. But I just see with some of these missing pieces out there, I could see them going to the pass a little more often in this game than they usually do. I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying have Jared Goff throw the ball 55 times. That's
Please
absurd,
no.
right? They're not like the Tampa Bay game, right? But could I see Jared Goff by the end of this game have closer to 30 to 35 passes? I think that's very possible. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
completely shocked by that. So something around that line is something that I'm expecting. But like you said, don't go away from your identity. That running game is still the backbone of it. But hey, maybe even get your running backs involved in this game a little bit more in the passing game. We saw that last week. They did a very good job with that because Green Bay did a better job than other teams, I would say, than stopping the run. They got Jahmyr Gibbs and even Monty involved in that passing game a little bit more. So, hey, maybe that could be something here. You can get Gibbs involved in the passing game as well. So, but like you said, man, I agree 100% with you. You stick with your identity, and I don't think they get too crazy and off script from what they've done all season long. Here's a question
Yeah,
from
100%. This one, what? Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to answer this question right here?
yeah.
They win the
Let's
coin
answer the
toss.
question.
Do you think the ball to the toe?
I'm a big defer guy. I'm a big if you win the coin toss, defer it and get the ball in the second half. I see the thought process sometimes. Let's get an early lead, let's get a touchdown. I just have never been in the mindset of that. I don't think that's ever the right move. But hey, you never know, man. This is a big game. I could see Dan Campbell, if they were to win the coin toss, say, hey, I want this ball. I want to set the mindset. I want to get the lead early on, and I want to run away with it. So it wouldn't completely shock me. I wouldn't personally do it, though.
You remember was it last year when teams were doing that against us, and every time we did that, I was like, "Uh-oh." Was it last year?
Did that? Yeah, some teams did that. So it was the Packers. Remember Thanksgiving they did it versus us because
and I was like, "Uh-oh."
I just feel like, man, it's not true, but like I just feel like when you're that confident, it's like, man, what'd you see in film this week that you're so confident you want to get the ball right away?
Yeah.
And we've seen it. The Lions did, I think, one time this year, and I don't think it worked out to their favor. I'm just never been in the fan of it. I think if you can get the ball to start the second half, I think you always take it any day.
Yeah, because you have a chance to double dip.
Right? Exactly.
End of the quarter, and then get the ball back. A lot of teams like that, but if you see something in film where you're looking like, hey, look, we can exploit this, and let's just jump on this early, get this lead, and then you trust your defense and make a stop. I mean, it works on your favor that way if you do it that way. But I'm with you, man. I would defer and get the ball second half. That's just me.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think at the end of the day, big picture, it's not as big as it really looks. I think sometimes we put too much into the coin toss and who gets the ball to start and who's second half. I don't think it's as big of a deal as it usually is. But like you said, I think there's some advantages of deferring.
Yeah, it is. And then, like I said last year, when it was happening to us, every time it happened, I was like, "Oh, this drive is not going to go well." Every time they did it, I was like, "Oh shit, they're about to score on us early." I was like, "I knew what's going to happen." Man, and it happened every single time. It's like they saw something on film, and they just wanted to exploit it really early.
On, right? Yeah,
yeah, man. But yeah, that's that. Shit, where were we before we got into that question?
Well, let's flip it to the other side now, right?
Yeah,
so you're healthier on defense. You're versing a potential MVP quarterback in Josh Allen.
Oh shit!
What are you doing here defensively today?
You know what? First thing first, before we get to Josh Allen and how to stop him, I just want to make something real quick. I know, last year in the past, I mean, you probably know how I felt about Josh Allen, and he's playing his best football right now. He's playing at elite level. I think that if he does this again, like I'm more consistency. So if he does this again next year, then in my book, he's elite. That's what he is. But Josh Allen, he's trying to stop him is going to be a one hard ass task because he can use his legs. He's accurate, and the thing that's shocking the hell out of me is that he lost his weapon. He lost Stephon Diggs, and I thought, oh, he lost Diggs. This is it. He ain't gonna be Josh Allen no more. This is it. It's gonna be easy work. Buffalo Bills gonna have a tough year. But even without Stephon Diggs, he found new weapons. Gabe Davis, he lost all his guys. He lost all his weapons, and he found new guys, and he's making the best out of this. And he's playing his best football right now. And this is gonna be the hardest quarterback we played all year long. He's a guy who's excellent throwing the ball right now, excellent at knowing when to run at the right times, and he's a big, strong guy. When he runs, he runs. So this is going to be a hard task right here. The Detroit Lions defense. This is a test right here. If they do this, this. I mean, the Super Bowl hype might be through the roof right now. I mean, if they could completely if they shut down Josh Allen, can you imagine? Like they shut him down. Like if he had one of those quarters like we see from these past quarterback that we played, and then like we look at the half and they only have like 60 yards.
Yeah.
Some shit like that. We do that to Josh Allen. Like this is legit here. This is a legit team right here. If we do that, I mean, we'll see how they do it. It's gonna be hard.
For me, when I look at it, I think there's a certain club of quarterbacks that I don't think you could ever completely stop them. I think you can limit them and win the games like that, just getting a couple stops, maybe forcing a turnover or two.
Yeah.
But completely like just making him look like a shell of himself and making him have a terrible game. I just don't see that. I think he is right now the favorite to win MVP right now. It's either him or Lamar Jackson. They're both having phenomenal years, right? So it's a coin toss, right, between those two guys. But yeah, it's like you said, man. Like I think some people coming into the year probably thought the Bills would take a couple steps back just because they lost Stephon Diggs, they lost Gabe Davis, and they didn't really know what to expect out of this receiving core with the guys like Khalil Shakir, Keon Coleman, who's a rookie. They didn't have Amari Cooper before the season; they got him at the deadline. But even him, he's dealt with some injuries, so like you didn't really know what to expect out of this Buffalo Bills offense and how Josh Allen was able to handle it all. But like you said, man, like he has gotten better with it, which is surprising with it. This is going to be interesting, man, because something the Lions have had a big issue with in the past was mobile quarterbacks, right? That was always Aaron Glenn's biggest kryptonite. Now, I could comfortably say it's gotten better from years previous, but I don't know if we've gotten tested like we are going to get tested today. Now, we've faced mobile quarterbacks this year, obviously, and we've came away and won those games. So we faced Anthony Richardson, who is the definition of a mobile quarterback versus the Colts. And we faced Kyler Murray earlier in the year. Yeah, versus the Cardinals. And Jordan Love's got some mobility as well. But I wouldn't put him in that conversation or that club of mobile quarterbacks, right?
He doesn't try to take off.
Right. So I would say from the two we've played this year, I think we've played, Kyler Murray and Anthony Richardson. And in both those games, we've done a relatively pretty good job at stopping the run. Now, I will say, when we played the Colts, right, Anthony Richardson was getting big runs. He had opportunities to get big runs, and it kind of felt like, to a certain extent, it was play calling that kind of limited that. Like they stopped doing it. It's like they could have kept doing it and maybe get more yards, and it could have been more successful, but they kind of went away from it. Now, with Joe Brady and this Buffalo Bills thing, they're not the Indianapolis Colts. If it's working, and if Josh Allen's mobility is killing us, I don't see them doing what the Colts did or what the Cardinals did in escape the running quarterback. They're going to keep exploiting it. And now that's not going to be Josh Allen's only game, but it's just a different game because Josh Allen is not just a mobile quarterback. He is a mobile quarterback who could also sling the fuck out of that ball. So it's a dual threat. I don't think we've played the dual threat of a mobile and a gunslinger at the same time. Because Anthony Richardson, he can't throw the ball. That's been established. Kyler Murray, I love the guy, but he could throw the ball, but not to the extreme level of a guy like Josh Allen, right? So it's just a completely different quarterback, right? So this is gonna be really interesting, man. I'm really curious, and I'm really interested to see how Aaron Glenn does get creative. He's got his pieces back for the most part, at least the guys that were out last week, not all the guys from injury reserve, obviously, but he's got a lot of his pieces back this week, so he can get creative. He's been creative all year, man. He's had to get creative in a lot of different ways. So this is going to be good on good, man. Aaron Glenn, Joe Brady, elite quarterback. What you got for me? I'm excited, man. This is as good as it gets because I really don't know what to expect, honestly.
Yeah, I'm expecting fireworks. I'm expecting fireworks. I think everybody that's going to watch this game is expecting fireworks. I mean, if this is like a defensive type of game, I think everybody will come out disappointed because they'll be like, oh, what? So I think everybody's expecting fireworks from this game. And I think that's what we're going to see, man. The positive with this game for the Detroit Lions that we're getting our defensive line back. All these guys that were out last week, the DJ Reader, even the Lee McNeil that was out, we went out in the game. He's back. Levi's back. All these guys are back. So Pascal's back. That's a huge positive, man. I would hate to play the Bills having a situation like last week. That would be scary. That would be a really scary situation. But this gives us some type of hope on defense that these guys are coming back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, all right, let's do our Lions picks, bold prediction, and we can get out of here because we already tweeted our lock. So if you guys were curious about that, you already lost this week, haven't you?
I'm pretty sure I did. Fucking like every time I pick somebody, they play weird. Like I picked the Panthers, and they played the Eagles down the wire. They played the Chiefs down to the wire. Now they're getting killed by the fucking Cowboys. Like the picks is not working out for me this week. I don't know.
This year, yeah,
This
done.
year, this is not my year.
You're in the gutters this year. You're in the gutters. All right, so Malcolm took the Panthers -2.5 versus the Cowboys. That
you had to repeat my pick. You had to repeat my pick.
That shit ain't hitting this week. Me and Pierce still has some hope because the game started at 4:00. So I took the Buccaneers +3 over the Chargers, and Pierre took the Steelers +5.5 over the Philadelphia Eagles, which would be amazing for the Detroit Lions if the Philadelphia Eagles could lose a game.
Panthers are banned. I'm never betting on them ever again.
Oh, how many teams are banned off your list now?
A lot.
Yeah.
Just made the list just now.
You're going to be able to not bet on anyone anymore because you're done because you banned them all. All right, those are the bold predictions. Or those are the locks of the week. All right, let's do our Lions picks. Let's start off with Malcolm. I'll pull up Peters as well.
Oh, shit. Why? Oh shit. Okay. All right. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. Let's do 37-34 Lions. And this is I was gonna ask you, are we ever gonna bet against the Lions until
or it's okay. We forgot to mention the spread is 2.5.
2.5.
We have bet against the Lions on the spread.
Well, yeah, we took the other team to cover.
I took the Packers last week. I won that week, and the Packers did cover. We both took the Bears on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
and we both took the Buccaneers to cover.
Yeah.
I think Pierre's taking the Lions every single week, though, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
But I would say from us, we've been versatile. We've been willing to take other teams. I think I took the Lions to lose versus Minnesota, actually. So that
you picked them to lose or just to not cover the spread?
I think both.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, I can't think of another game I picked against us.
So this game, I'm not betting at home. That crowd, the atmosphere, we're getting guys back. This is just a big game for Lions, and this is something that they could just pile to their resume. As far as who did you beat? Well, we beat the Bills. I think this is one of those teams. So I think the Lions will come out wearing the black uniforms. Right now, we're 1-0 with them. I mean, it's gonna work. 37-34 Lions. That's covering the spread, right?
It's covering the spread 2.5.
Yep. 37-34 Lions. Bold prediction. Shit. All right, Josh Allen playing at elite level. He only has 5 interceptions this week. This week he throws 2. He throws 2 picks. 1 to Jake Herb and 1 to Brian Branch. Let's go.
There you go. Both safeties getting some action. Okay, I like it. All right. Pierre has got the Lions winning this game also by 3 points. He's going Lions 38-35. And then his bold prediction is the Lions will get a pick 6 with one of their defensive linemen. So
you really went bold on that one.
There's his pick.
I mean,
all right. 2.5. I agree with you, man. I think this game just means a little more for the Lions. The Bills already clinched the division, so they're safe there. They know they have a home playoff game already. Lions only have a 1 game or 1.5 because they beat the Vikings already, but the division is not clinched yet because the Vikings are right on our tail right now.
Yep.
They're 11-2. We're 12-1. So I think this game means a little more for the Lions, man. I really do. Obviously, the Bills are playing for seeding as well, so it does mean something for them. I'm not saying it doesn't, but I think it means a little more for the Lions. So I'll take the Lions to win this game. Take the Lions to cover in this game. I'm expecting some fireworks as well. I'm going to go 31-28 Detroit. We're all taking the Lions to win by 3 in this game.
Okay, so yeah, Lions covering. Yeah, 3-point game. Close game. Shit. This is the type of games you like.
Yeah, this is a game
I'm hoping it doesn't go this way. I'm hoping that we could blow them out if we could blow them out, I mean, and prove, just prove a point to the league that we're the best team in the league. I mean, that'll be great. That'll be better for me. But
That's cool too, but I want to see Tony Romo. I want to see Jim Nance go. Ooh, Jimmy! I don't know. I want some.
I don't know, Jim.
I want this to get to the nitty and gritty to the game. I want these broadcasters to be involved. I want Ford Field to be rocking today.
Me too.
I know there's going to be some Bills fans in there today because they could travel. It's not a far drive. I want this place to be rowdy today, and I think it's going to be rowdy for all 4 quarters. So close game. 31-28. Bold prediction. I said it last week. Let's roll it again. The kid, Jake Bates, is going to kick another game-winning field goal again for the Detroit Lions. And to set it up, it didn't happen exactly like how I said it was going to happen, but it's going to happen this week. Zadarius Smith forces a fumble, gets us in field goal range. The kid, Jake Bates, kicks a game-winning field goal. The Detroit Lions win. We come on here after. We celebrate. We hand Jake Bates a baller of the week.
There it is. Shit. If Jake Bates saves us again, man. If he saves us again, he might win Special Team Player of the Year.
Yeah. I mean, he's got, 3 game-winning kicks right now? I mean, Vikings, Packers, and then the Texans.
Yeah, he been kicking some bomb kicks too, man.
2 walk-offs were the final play of the game. So, yeah, man, I'm calling it again. Jake Bates, let's do it. Back-to-back weeks. Let's do it.
I don't have no problems with it. I mean, my heart will be racing, but I have no problems with it. As long as we get the win, man, I'm happy.
Let's do it. All right. We got a little less than 25 minutes till kickoff.
Yep.
CBS, guys. Tune in. CBS. Let's do it. We'll be live here after the game. Hopefully celebrating a victory. It's going to be a good one regardless. So we'll see you guys after the game. Hope you guys all enjoyed. I'm out, guys. Peace.
All right, y'all. It's your boy Malcolm, and I'll see you guys after the game, man. Let's celebrate. Hopefully we have a party to celebrate with. But yeah, that being said, man, I am out. Peace.